Welcome back. Today we're going to be going over the easiest method for the 3x3 shape mod, the Fisher Cube. Since the Fisher Cube is a 3x3 shape mod, you will have to know how to solve the 3x3 before watching this video. If you don't, you can view my page for an easy tutorial. Alright, so first let's get to translating the Fisher Cube into a 3x3. I think the best way of looking at it is like this. So you can see the yellow center here, and then the edge pieces are actually here on the corners, and then these are corner pieces. Corner pieces on the Fisher Cube are always going to be a white or a yellow, and then one other color, unlike the 3x3, which has 3 color corners. The Fisher Cube will also have 2 different types of edges. So there's this edge that's going to be a white or a yellow, and then 2 other colors. But then there's also this slope edge here that makes a 45-degree slope. And then there are also 2 types of centers. The white and the yellow are going to be just a square, but then in the middle layer, this is actually a centerpiece right here, this double color centerpiece. The first step of the 3x3, of course, is the white cross, but on the Fisher Cube, you'll have to do the white cross a little bit differently. So locate a white cross edge, and then instead of just inserting it in, you'll have to make sure that your center is rotated correctly. You might have to take it out and then move it back so that you get this nice line of 2 colors. This will be very important. Then continue that 4 times to get all 4 of your white cross edges. Getting the white corner pieces in on the Fisher Cube is actually pretty easy since the corners are only 2 colors. Just find the correct color and then put your corner piece in so that white is facing down. F2L on the Fisher Cube is actually easier than on the 3x3 because of how the edges are shaped. The edges are an exact 45-degree angle, which means it doesn't matter whether or not they are flipped. So, if you see the correct place, you won't have to think about which place to put it on. You can just do either of the 2 algorithms, and then it will put the edge in. There is something on the Fisher Cube that cannot happen on the 3x3. This is parity. So this happens when either 3 or only 1 of your last layer cross edges are facing up, giving you a case that you cannot solve. This happens because since your edges can flip-flop, one of them might be flipped and you won't actually know it. So I've made this simple algorithm that fixes parity of the last layer. So hold it anywhere and then do this algorithm. F prime, U, F, U prime, R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U2, R prime. All this does is it flips the edge right here, so this would be the same on a 3x3 if you had something like this. All we do is flip this edge, which also flips one of the edges on the top, which will then give you a case that you can work with. Last layer on the Fisher Cube is also very easy if you can just remember which are the edges and which are the corners. So it's easy to tell which 2 edges are going to be in place because they'll be the same color. Then you can just do your algorithm, then all your edges will be together. Then it's also very easy to tell which corners are in place because there's only 2 colors. So then you'll just do your algorithm and then simply flip them. And then you're done. CFOP is also very easy on the Fisher Cube, and I'll show you an interesting detail you might not have known. So OLL is pretty easy to recognize because you can just follow the yellow color to see which corners would be facing where. So then you'll just do your OLL case, and then it's easy to see when you're done with OLL because it'll be a perfect square. Now for the interesting thing is PLL cases will actually look like other PLL cases. So for instance, at first glance, this might look like a T-perm, but then you have to remember that these are corner pieces, and then you realize that it's a Y-perm. And every single PLL case, if you just flip-flop the edges and corners, they will look like other PLL cases. Which is just a really interesting fact that I found out just because corners and edges are flipped. There you go. That's the easiest way to solve the Fisher Cube. I hope this video was helpful to you, and for the future, good luck.